Today we're going to talk about snow magic in just a moment. Hey guys, I'm Mel from Melsdivination. I'm the owner, the operator, and the creator here. And today is Witchy Wednesday. And on Witchy Wednesdays, we do all kinds of witchcraft, spiritual, metaphysical content. Check the channel out. There's more than hundreds of videos on here now. And we do flip through Fridays and we do astrology on the weekends. Definitely subscribe if you want to catch me live doing tarot readings because I don't always announce them before I hop on, and we'd love to have you in the community. We are going to get into this topic today that randomly popped in my head because of the time of year, because of what's going on around me. There is such a thing as snow magic. It is related to water magic to some extent because snow, when it melts, becomes water, right? It's the same element. And it was snowing in my neighborhood few days ago when I was thinking about this, and I basically literally said to myself, I better get some snow because I don't think there's going to be any more snow for the rest of the season. And then I thought, hey, we've never talked about this on the channel, so let's do that. It can be used as this snow that you may gather can be used as both water or snow magic. Some tips of how to collect snow for snow magic. It's pretty it's pretty obvious, but we're going to go over them just in case. For one, you want to collect snow that is clean, that is fresh. You can take snow from your yard if it hasn't been disturbed. However, you don't want snow that is dirty, that has chemicals, that has dirt or rocks or salt from the roads from being treated, or things from like animals. Clear snow is the most beneficial. Let's talk about the container. It doesn't matter what you put it in. It can be plastic, it can be glass, it can be metal, it can be a baggie, doesn't matter. What does matter is how you treat the material. If you put it in, let's say, a Tupperware container, you need to make sure that you cleanse that Tupperware before you put the snow in it. I do mean by hand washing or soapy washing, and also by intention with spiritual cleansing, removing any other energy, because water is very absorbent of whatever energy we put into it. For instance, if you were gathering rainwater for water magic, you would cleanse your container before you put the rainwater in there. You just want to clean the container how you would if you were putting water into the container with the intention of magic, or how you would put anything into a container with the intention of magic. Also, when you are collecting it, it's really wise to really pack it tight, like as if you were making a snowball. Pack it really densely in whatever container it is, because this will help you, first of all, get as much as you can, but also it'll help it from melting too quickly. It'll keep it cold longer. Once you do this, if you're not going to use the snow right away, store it in a cool, dark place until you're ready. This could be your freezer. Your fridge, it may melt a bit, but it would last a lot longer than just out at room temperature. You can also leave it outside. There's different approaches to collecting it, like gathering your snow. You could do it right after the snow has fallen. You could put a container out while the snow is falling. If you do it immediately after the snow has fallen and you're wanting to do it right after that, it's a great time to do it in the early morning before it gets exposed to too much, before it starts to melt. Either way, there's a lot of different options that you can do with that. If you are doing it in a cold area, if it is cold, if it is windy, if it is higher altitude, whatever, definitely make sure you're conscious about the weather around you and being safe. Don't go out and collect snow for a spell if it's not even going to be safe for you to do such. When packing it into a container, press down really hard, like I said with the snowball type of concept. You want to squeeze out any kind of air, because if you have air inside of it, it's going to create these pockets that will likely make it melt faster, and that's what we want to avoid. And then storing it in a sealed container, a sealed thing, either a baggie or a container with a lid on it, to prevent it from exposure to other elements and things. If your snow happens to melt before you can get it back inside, before you can get it into a freezer, before you can use it, you can still use it for snow magic if you stick it in your freezer and refreeze it. So that will work. It'll refreeze into a block of ice, but it still will be the same kind of content of frozen water ingredients. Different things you can do with your snow for snow magic. You can create snowballs for throwing and throw them at something. If you want to think of it like a removal, if you want to banish or send something away, you could draw something, I don't know, somebody's name, and stick it somewhere and throw the snowball at it because you want this person gone, you want this thing gone. You can make snow angels, you can make you can use it as like a medium for divination, in the sense of like maybe you melt it for water and you scry. And you can also use snow in general to cast different kinds of spells. Freezer spells, anything that has water, anything about cold. There's a lot that you can do with this. It's sort of like just with water magic or fire magic, the sky is the limit, but it's an option to do whatever you want with it. And it's seasonal. It's not, depending on where, I mean, if you live in Alaska, it might not be seasonal, but depending on where you live, it's seasonal. It's not something that most areas in the world have all year round. It's a good way to connect with the rhythms of the season, which I'm doing a video about that as well. So keep an eye out for that. But that's really all I wanted to talk about, just different ways to use snow. You can turn it into water, use it for water magic. For instance, you could use it like putting it in your bath, putting it in watering plants. You can give it to your animals, especially if it's fresh, if it's clean. You don't want to give it to your animals if it's not. You could put it into soups, your coffee, your tea. You could do so much with it. You could put it in a bowl and use it as protection. You could use it as an offering for your guides. I'm not going to keep going. You get my point. Pretty much whatever you can do with water, you can do with snow. They're pretty interchangeable. The difference is, you might be like, well, why do I bother with snow then, Mel? Because it's a different type of, it's a fresher, cleaner, colder, winter, darker energy. Not dark in the sense of it's dark magic, but darker in the sense of it's a quiet, peaceful time of year. So the energy is a little bit different. And that's it. Comment down below if you've ever done anything with snow magic and what have you done? I'd love to hear that. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.